Hey.
Cheryl-Ann. It's
How are you?
Iris.
I was just going to say, this is Iris. But you can introduce yourself. I think that is brilliant.
We're drinking coffee, we're laughing, we're having a good time.
It is not spiked, people.
I think
but
mine is. Like some of these nuggets, I'm like, Kahlua.
Oh my good. Oh, I do have Kahlua. It's funny. I don't drink, but I have things for anybody comes over.
That's fine.
I have their tequila, I have
Ooh,
their
I
Baileys,
like
I have their Kahlua, I have their vodka.
I like it.
And I have their wine. So
I like it.
If I have anybody that just drops by,
We're gonna
we'll fill up your cup. But mine is truly just coffee.
Oh.
And it says you're on mute, but I need to be on mute. So anyway, we're doing a mini.
We're doing a mini episode
podcast
5. And we're doing a thing today on judgment. And we're not talking down to anyone or judging anyone.
No.
This addresses it. I'm going to do a positive riff on a quote. Or no, I'm just telling a girl's story, really. Then we're going to talk about things that we've seen people and ourselves do judgment on. And it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. We're only human.
We're only human.
But we need to flip that script.
Although, I could become Iris 2.0 if I get some hardware in me.
Oh my God.
Which might happen. I don't know. We'll talk about that another time.
I guess that's another topic for another
That's right.
episode. So, go ahead. So what do you got for us?
There was this girl, I think she was on Instagram or Facebook, maybe both. Her name was Johann. Or, I don't know, maybe she's still there. Johannasiring. Johann Arising.
John Sorensen, yeah.
So what she said, which really struck me, is when she wrote this. When I was 13, I made a mantra for myself. If I have a positive thought about someone, I have to go tell them. I love that.
Aww.
Because honestly, why not? Little did I know that this idea would shape how I live my everyday life. I've probably met around 70% of the people I know in New York City on the street. And many of them have become close friends and colleagues. It's beautiful to watch how a compliment from a stranger can light someone's face up and brighten their day.
Oh, amen.
Honestly, I think the purest joy I experience is to see other people light up. I believe we all want to feel seen, loved, and accepted for who we are. Everybody is somebody. A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet.
Very true. Very true.
And she is a photographer, I think from, I don't know what country she's from. She might be Dutch, but she's from another country.
Wow.
And she moved to New York to become a photographer. And she would just go up and introduce herself to people. And it just struck me as what a beautiful...
Especially in New York, where
Yeah.
everybody's cold and stay away. And you know, I didn't tell you this, but I have something to tag on to that if you don't mind.
No, not at all. Love it.
I had one of my colleagues, Paul, so in real estate, as you know, if you have somebody that's out of your field, Paul is commercial specialist for Remax Elite, the company that I work for. Mm-hmm. And I sent him a lead for commercial rental way down south, way down in Auburn. And just very, very nice guy. Just a very, very nice guy. In fact, you might have met him. I think you did meet him. You just probably can't think of the face. I'll show you a picture later when you're at one of my events with me.
Okay.
And he randomly just put out there, hey, this really nice blurb of my spirit, you know, and I needed it at that moment. Yeah. And see, I'm getting all teary-eyed. Yeah. And you just don't know what that random act of kindness from the spirit, because he is a very he wouldn't say it just to say it type of person.
Right.
And I was just like,
words matter.
Words do matter.
Yeah.
Positive words matter, you know, because negative words hurt. So it goes into what she was saying. It's like we've talked about, we unfortunately lost, which I haven't told you yet, my sister-in-law's baby sister passed away last night. So I haven't had a chance to tell you because I didn't want to put a damper on our episode earlier. And she would have been 60 this year. Oh. And, you know, she's just been in my heart. I just, you know, you never know. Mm-hmm. So that's why it makes it even more important that that when you have these words, say them out and let
Right,
people know.
right. Let people know.
Yeah, don't hold it in, because then it may never get out. So
And
it's important.
It is important, and I'm sorry about your loss.
Oh,
That's
thanks. Yeah,
sorry.
she was.
But I know she'll live on in your memories.
Oh,
though, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, she leaves behind. She had just gotten married in last year, and children and grandchildren, and so yeah,
Oh, wow.
it is tough.
Ooh,
I
we're all gonna
know.
take
I
a
don't mean to
deep
be
breath.
like dragged down, but it's
No, it's not
important
dragged down. I
because
think
it
it's
just reminds
acknowledging
you.
people
Yeah,
that made a difference in your life or
Yeah.
other people's life, and that's what we're all about.
Mm-hmm.
So today we were also going to talk about judgment. Because
Yes.
judgment is an important thing that I've seen a lot of lately. You know, I'll read articles and it'll say, oh, that person is too fat. Oh, and then you read all the negative comments about it. And I think, wow, you people have never had anyone in your family that's had a medical condition, whether they're too skinny, too big. Because people think that they made a choice to be that big. Some of them really truly did not. Sometimes there's this gene that turns on, the fat gene, and they become these the other part of themselves they didn't even know they had. I mean, it's
Medication.
not,
That
it's
happened to my
not
sister-in-law.
fair.
Medication
Well, sometimes
for her heart.
medications
Yeah.
can do it. Sometimes just some gene inside of them, some anomaly. And it breaks my heart when I read things, comments from people. They say the cruelest things. And
Without even knowing the background.
not
the
even
history.
knowing, not even asking, like, does this person have a medical condition, anything, or like I read things, there's different entrepreneurs or people that are famous that we might cover that are controversial, and I read comments about them, and people say the cruelest things, like, oh, I wish they would die, and I'm like, wow, where does that come from? You feel that confident because you're anonymous to put those words out there without knowing that human is a father, a husband, a son, a grandfather, and it's like words matter, people. Like, so I'm not judging you, but rein it in. No.
No, that's very. If you don't mind me,
or females too, they'll say the cruelest things, and it's like you don't know those people. You don't do your homework before you make those judgments. And
exactly.
like for me, for example, like I loved Michael Jackson. I grew up with that.
I still love Michael
that
Jackson.
music,
regardless of what.
I don't know if
don't know
anything was true or not true.
My mom loved him.
I asked this client of mine once, I said, how do you feel about this? And they put it to me really simple. I judge the person's work, not them, for this.
Right.
And because I felt guilty, like in my heart, I'm like, I love this music. This is what I grew up with. Do I have to not like this music now? Because this person may or may not have done these things. And when she said that, it really, it kind of resonated like, wow, okay, it's okay. I don't have to feel guilty for liking this music. And I'm not going to pass judgment because I don't know what was true or not true.
We don't know. That's just like I have two things, if you don't mind me interjecting.
No, I love you.
There's a picture, and I wish I had it here. There's a picture. Media can just distort stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a picture, and you see this lioness, and all you see is the back, like she's eating her cub, right?
Right.
And you're like, oh my God.
Right.
You flip it around, and the mom's actually, like the kittens, like the mom picks up the kittens, and that's what it was. But the way they had twisted the picture made it look like, I know how, with the cub, like the cub was in the mouth and she was eating it. But it was just the angle.
Right.
Does that make sense? But when you flip it around, she's like, she's just holding the neck and she's moving the baby around. So that's one thing. People like to twist things. People hear things differently.
Sure.
Media twists things. I'm going to go on a personal note. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I think I might have. So I'm a widow, and my husband was on his way to work, and he had a heart attack while I was driving.
Yeah.
So in the comments, this is when I did not even know that these blog things on TV and all this existed.
Right.
It was my
internet.
nephew. My nephew was, told me, Brian. People were saying, I hope that guy dies. He was driving so fast. All this negative stuff about how he was driving. He deserved anything that happened to him.
Wow.
What a jackass. All this stuff. And
he
had a heart attack while he was driving.
Right.
He went off the road, went through two trees, seared off the doors, and was ejected halfway out. He did not plan on dying that morning and having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And people were like complaining because they had the traffic backed up in Kirkland for like 6 miles. And and so it's like, people, come on. My husband died.
Yeah.
And you're going to say that he deserved it because he was driving like a bat out of hell? Yeah. His foot fell, and he also had gained a lot of weight because he was going through he was only running 10% on his kidneys. So he was swelling up with all the stuff that was going on with him.
Organ failure.
Right. So his foot just went heavy, and that's what happened. So I mean, I don't mean to end on a negative note, but it's like,
it's not negative.
That's a perfect example of don't judge unless you know the truth.
We don't know what other people are going through.
Exactly.
And it's so easy to judge. And I hear a lot of judgment all the time, and it's astounding that people jump on this bandwagon like they
right, and they don't even know him. They don't even know what happened.
No,
but they're going to say you deserve to die.
Yeah. We don't subscribe to that, and we don't promote that. No. So that's who we are.
So thank you for bringing that up. That's
thank you for sharing
important.
Your story. I am crying.
I'm sorry. There's tissue over there.
I know.
I mean, that was back in 2008. I mean, it's still hard to think that people are that cruel.
Yeah. They are that. They are cruel. And it's sad because, it's like,
take that negative energy and flip the script and
kind
use
to
it.
people. And
positive.
Today we just leave you with less judgment, people.
Less judgment and more kind words to others. Let people know what they mean to you.
That's right.
Let them know that they have a beautiful smile. Like
you too.
Let her know. I mean, I told her this morning, I'm like, oh my God, look at that. Great green color, that cute little velvet, romper dress.
I genuinely,
because it truly is cute.
I genuinely compliment people.
Me too.
Because it comes from my heart. It's a place of pureness from
my boyfriend doesn't understand it. He's like, why do you just? And I'm like, it's just me, like you.
It's just me. It's our
spirit.
Just,
I think
we're just kind spirits, people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
if you want to send us an email, you can send it to coffeeandapodcast3@gmail.com. And we're going to sign off and have a good cry.
Yeah. Well, sorry. You guys all make it a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.